Hi, I'm Teresa, and we are here cooking today with Carla Azevedo with her new cookbook, Pimentos and Piri Piri, and we are about to make clams. I'm excited to learn how to do this. Yeah, so what kind of clams are we going to make?
Okay, so we're going to make something called clams and coriander sauce, and it is one of these classic dishes coming from the south of Portugal, where there's lots of clams, and they also love lots of coriander. And
as do I.
It is such a simple dish to make. You're absolutely going to love this.
And this is not going to be hard for me, the clam newbie.
Absolutely not.
Perfect.
We'll run through a lesson. We'll go over to the sink.
Okay. Go
and scrub some manila clams for this recipe.
Okay, great.
So these are 2 pounds, a kilo of manila clams that we're going to be using in this recipe. First of all, you want to look for the smallest clams, and these manila clams are very sweet, and also it's got the long wide bands, really pretty actually. So that's a good way to identify them. And you want to make sure that these clams are all sealed completely closed. That means they're alive. From the beach, doesn't it? So it's got that gritty sort of, and so obviously we don't want to be eating that. We don't want that in our teeth. So the next step is to wash them, to scrub them. Okay? And I find if I don't use a brush when I'm doing this, I'm using cold water by the way. If I don't use a brush, I don't get it to get all that grit out, the sand and all that. So I find that really important. Scrub each one individually. The next step, once we washed our clams right now, is we can also do a lot of the other preparation in advance. We've got 4 cloves of garlic here that we've
chopped up rather roughly, notice, really big. That's good.
And what I've got here too is the coriander that is all nicely chopped up.
Or fresh cilantro, as some people like to call it.
Exactly. So we're going to add a little bit. We've turned on the heat first. We're going to throw in approximately 2 tablespoons of butter.
Okay. You've got on high heat?
Got it on high heat right now. I've got some olive oil.
Excellent. You're doing a little bit of both for the two
different
flavors.
Is a nice flavor that when it blends together. You can now throw in the garlic. So I like to just get this so that it's nice and softened.
Just soften a little bit. I love that it's in the big chunks. Like, it makes me feel like I'm going to taste bigger bites of garlic, which I just...
Yeah, and a little bit of cooking here, it'll bring out more of the nice, you'll be able to smell it all through the house. I'm just going to take it off the heat briefly. And throw in the clams. Boy, they're noisy. Okay.
Wow, look at that.
Throw the clams in there.
Take that out of your way.
Thank you. And I'm going to throw in the wine that I've pre-measured.
Okay, some lovely white wine. Any kind of white wine do?
I like a drier white wine. And afterwards, of course, we're going to have additional wine with drinks with this. Because otherwise, I'm using a couple of bay leaves that I'm going to throw in as well. In the summertime or other times of the year when I can get a hold of fresh bay leaves, I prefer those.
Okay.
And a little bit of salt and pepper.
Okay, I'll get those right here. And why are bay leaves so important?
There's bay leaves throughout Portugal, and so perfect, thank you. So that's a big part of Portuguese cooking also.
And do they taste very different, the fresh from the dried? I've only ever used dried.
I find they do. I would highly recommend if you can get your hands on some. And again, I see them more in the spring and summer and the fall.
And I see them more often in the mainstream grocery stores. It used to be a much more specialty thing, and now it's more readily available. So
this is true. Okay. And one of the things that I find about this dish is that I like to have clams cooked just until they open up. So 5 minutes, 4 to 5 minutes is about the right time. And once that's done, you're going to see this in a moment, we're going to toss in the fresh chopped coriander and put the coriander in just for a moment. Because I like it while it's still nice and bright green and very flavorful.
Absolutely.
So
not cooked down. So just softened. A little bit like you would with basil on pasta. Like you just put in the last minute and let the heat of the pasta cook it, right?
Perfect.
And it gives you just a little bit of bite still.
Oh, these are starting to open up nicely.
Wow, already?
Yeah, they are opening up. Yeah,
oh my gosh, they're looking fantastic. Look at some of them are really coming open.
Yeah.
That just opens up a whole new sort of glamorous, easy, simple, friends are coming over and throw that together as you're having a glass of wine and some bread and then
it's absolutely Portuguese. You can't get more Portuguese than this. This
You
is one
can't.
of those dishes that absolutely, and then we're going to have it with a little bit of cornbread that you get to dip into the wonderful sauce.
Which is also absolutely Portuguese, you've assured me.
Absolutely. Yeah, we're going to just eat it with our hands here, and sometimes I use the other shell after I break it up to
Okay.
detach the clam.
Having a hard time breaking my, oh, there we go, okay.
And then
Just
see
detach
like
it a
that.
little bit. Sort of like, come to mama, okay. And
You'll find this end is a little bit sharper.
so delicious.
It's a nice flavor. Nice wine.
It's nice to have something
sauce.
warm.
Absolutely, and then you just maybe break up a piece, and I find there's more of the coriander sauce in here
Oh, right.
because of the size of the pot and everything.
Right.
It's just easy. So this is what I love doing the best. I just love that
Standing-
intense coriander.
I love is standing around by the pot and just dipping my little mitts in and
There's just absolutely. If you love coriander, garlic, and clams, it's just like a beautiful.
I do love it. And what I love is that the denseness of this bread really works to pick up the
Just soaks it up.
The
Doesn't
broth
it?
is
Beautifully.
fantastic. A little taste of wine, of the same wine that we used to cook.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Delicious. Okay, and the lemon.
And the lemon is our last little thing here. And just sort of squirt a little bit of lemon on top, or you can serve this individually. And just goes very nicely with all of the other ingredients. Nice touch.
Perfect. Okay, so that's clams and coriander. Thank you so much. That's great.